In this video, we're going to look at calculating the percentage mass of an element in a compound. To do this, you're going to need the following equation. Our first example is to calculate the percentage by mass of bromine in copper bromide, and we need a few things to do this. The first thing we need is the chemical formula of copper bromide, and that's CuBr. 1 atom of copper and 1 atom of bromine. The next thing we need is the Mr of copper bromide, which is the relative formula mass. And we get this by adding together the relative atomic masses of copper and bromine. Copper is 63.5 and bromine is 80. And this gives us an Mr of 143.5. Then we need to multiply the Ar of copper by the number of atoms of copper in copper bromide. We have 1 atom of copper multiplied by 63.5, and we divide it by the Mr, which is 143.5. Then we multiply the whole thing by 100 to make it a percentage, and we get 44.25%. So by mass, copper bromide is made up of 44.25% bromine. Our next example is to calculate the percentage by mass of hydrogen in benzene, which has a chemical formula C6H6. Once again, we need the Mr of benzene, and we get this by adding together the Ar of each of the elements in benzene multiplied by the number of atoms of each element in the formula. So the Ar of carbon is 12, multiplied by the number of atoms, which is 6, and then we add this to the Ar of hydrogen, which is 1, multiplied by the number of atoms of hydrogen, which is 6. And this gives us an Mr of 78. We then multiply the number of atoms of hydrogen in the chemical formula of benzene, which is 6, by the Ar of hydrogen, which is 1. We divide this by the Mr of benzene, which is 78, and to turn into a percentage, we multiply the whole thing by 100, and this gives us a percentage of 7.69%. So by mass, benzene is 7.69% hydrogen. Our last example is to calculate the percentage by mass of aluminium in aluminium sulfate, and the chemical formula of aluminium sulfate is Al2 in brackets SO4 and then 3. First, we need to work out the Mr of aluminium sulfate. The Mr of aluminium sulfate is 342. Then we multiply the number of atoms of aluminium, which is 2, by the Ar of aluminium, which is 27. We divide this by the Mr of aluminium sulfate, which is 342. And then to turn into a percentage, we multiply the whole thing by 100. And this gives a percentage of 15.79. So by mass, aluminium sulfate is 15.79% aluminium. Now pause the video here and try these 4 questions about calculating the percentage mass. Here are the answers. Like the video if you got them all correct.